Hey everybody, welcome back to the wood shop for another reclaimed wood project.
Right here we have some old fence pickets we're going to be using today. We've used these in some previous projects, so surf around our channel and check those out. One of our favorites was the first crate that we ever built, and we did that using these fence pickets. Now what we did in both that and our picture frame video, we actually wanted to retain some of the look of these fence pickets. They're nice and weathered, have a nice patina to them. So today we're going to be using these to make a sign. All right, the first thing we're going to do is we are going to cut the lengths of our boards. We brought both of these fence pickets over here to the miter saw. We're going to cut off the dog ear on top of the fence picket. We don't want that. So we'll clean these up and then we're going to cut them to 22 inches.
Alright, time to break out the old table saw. First step is to edge joint one edge clean off of these, that way we got something good and clean to run up against the fence. Now for this sign we're going to need two boards that are 2 inches and two that are 3 inches. I'll explain this later when we go back to the table, but these are 5.5 inches wide. I'll be able to get one 2-inch board and one 3-inch board out of each of these. Alright, we've got all 4 of these boards cut now, and I said I would explain the reason we needed two 3-inch boards and two 2-inch boards, and I'm going to do that right now. Now the reason for that is we're going to put a 1-inch wide border all the way around this sign. That way, once it's on there, you'll see 2 inches of every board in the interior of the border.
So to make our frame, we do have some leftover wood. This piece right here was actually left over from another project, and it's going to be perfect for us to cut a 1-inch piece for both the top and the bottom. And then for the pieces we cut earlier, we'll cut some trim for the sides. So let's go ahead and take care of that.
Now we've got to rip down 4 1-inch wide strips out of these. 2 of them will be 10 inches long and 2 will be 22. We left a little buffer on there because after this we've got to cut 45-degree corners. Okay, now we're back over here at the miter saw to cut our 45-degree angles on these so we can make our corners. But before we do that, just a quick tip when you're cutting your corners on your miter saw. Make sure that when you're cutting 2 mating pieces like this, don't cut them with the saw facing in the same direction. Make sure you swing it around the other way for the second piece. Now the reason for that, your saw could be off angle just a little bit and you don't know it. Even though it says 45 over here on your marker, could be 44. That's a lot to be off, but we'll use that as an example. So if you cut the first one at 44, if you swing your saw over here to where it says 45, that's going to be 46. So you've still got a 90-degree angle no matter what.
All right, we have all the pieces cut for our sign. The next thing we're going to do is give them a light sanding. So I mentioned earlier that we do want to preserve this weathered patina that's on these boards, but we have a little bit of an issue. We're going to be applying a vinyl decal onto this sign. Now these boards have been out in the weather, so they've got a little bit of cupping and some twists. The joints are really nice since we've cut them down, but we want to make sure that this is as flush as possible while still preserving that nice weathered look. So we're going to give these a little gentle sanding. We do have some 80 grit on here. I'm going to be very careful and just kind of try to get these boards flat. That way our vinyl decal will sit nice and flush to the sign. All right, now that all of our pieces are gently sanded, it is time to assemble our sign. We do have some clamps here. We're going to put some glue between the joints of this panel, clamp it together.
After that, we'll nail on the frame with 3/4 inch brad nails, starting with the short sides because they are the support that hold all the boards together.
All right, I really love the way that this sign is coming together. It's got that nice weathered rustic look. And all we're gonna do is give this some simple white lettering. And the way we're gonna do that is with some vinyl letters that I have cut out on a Cricut machine. If you want to see how I have designed this graphic and how we cut these out, we do have a video coming up about that so you can design your own. I'm just gonna make sure that these are really stuck to the transfer paper, to the transfer film here before I apply it to the wood. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we will show you how we stick this on our sign.
All right, we got one more step to go, and that is the finish. We need a good finish on this to seal the wood, and most importantly on this, to hold the vinyl letters in place. We're going to do about 3 coats of this Minwax polyacrylic spray. You want to use a water-based finish on this because oil-based finish will yellow these white letters. If the letters weren't white, it wouldn't be as much of a deal, but since they're white, we're going to use a water-based spray. We'll put about 3 coats of this on there, and that should do it. Well, there it is. We've got a new sign for our laundry room. And no, we do not have any kind of laundry business.
No, but we do woodworking, and I think this turned out just beautiful. I'm over the moon about it, and I can't wait to see it up in our laundry room.
This is something that's really simple to make. It would be easy to batch out, and you can make some good money selling these. People really like signs. They especially like personalized signs.
As you can see, it does say Russell & Co., but you could definitely customize this to have your own last name. And if you want to see how I designed this graphic using Adobe Express and Cricut Design Space, be sure to subscribe. We've got a video coming up about that very, very soon. It was a lot of fun to make. I'm going to be telling you all about the fonts and the sizes and all about the layout that I used to create this graphic.
Hey, if you like this video, give us a big old thumbs up. You can also visit us on Facebook at Wood Songs by Russell and our own website, woodsongsbyrussell.com.
Thanks again for joining us today, and as always, happy woodworking!